Am I audible, Prabhuji Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. So I'll share my screen once again, and then looks like there is some issue as soon as I share the screen. It's giving some problem. Sorry for that. I have to start the browser again. Okay. Yeah. So we'll start with the Matacharan. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjala Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamai Deham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavasya Shri Rupam Sagrajata Matam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamatam Sham Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate grim yat kripatam maham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So I welcome you all, Prabhujis and Matajis. Please accept my respectful obeisances and kindly bless me that we can discuss something in the glorification of the Lord. And the instructions that we are going to discuss today remain in our heart forever. So it is the beginning of a new chapter, and there are not many purports today. Only shloka number 5 has a purport, remaining 4 are only the translation. So as usual, before we start discussing the verses of today, what are we going to learn? So this today's discussion is going to help us to know how fortunate we are that we have got connection with the parampara that we are connected to. And one keyword, if you want to take away from the entire discussion of today, that keyword is tangent. So it is a mathematics term, okay, but we will discuss that in detail and it will be very much clear to us. So in brief, before we go further, let me quickly do something very interesting. Hopefully we will help us to make our understanding even more clear. So I stopped sharing my screen and sharing it again with the help of MS Paint. So when there is a circle, it is still Srimad Bhagavatam class. What we are taking the help of one subject in mathematics, especially related to circle. So this line, okay, this line is not a tangent. This line is also not a tangent. And this line is also not a tangent. Right? I hope we are clear by now. Tangent is a line which touches the circle at one point. Okay, it just touches the circle. If there is a 0.001% difference, then that line is not tangent. If you magnify it, right, we can see there is a difference and it is just not touching. Right? It is not touching. So that line is not tangent. Okay? This line is a tangent. Basically, the one which is touching it. Okay? So we'll not speak more now on mathematics. We will just, yeah, this line is a tangent. This line is a tangent because it is touching it. Just touching is called tangent. Now this is a tangent. Whereas this is not. Okay? Why we are spending so much time on this? Because if we understand the concept of this tangent, we will be able to appreciate how fortunate we are with that we are connected to this moment. Now, without spending more time, we will come back to this again when we are discussing the verses. That time we will refer this and then we will not explain much because now we are clear with what a tangent is. Okay. So, because the first 4 verses have only the shloka, kindly raise your hand if you are interested to read the verse. Okay, yes, Divya Mataji. You want to read the translation or shall I read the verse how you want to read? Hare Krishna, I'm not able to hear. I don't know if the problem is from my side. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhuji, yes. To you I can hear. So my side system is okay. So I'll read the text verse and then request the devotees to please read the translation. Maitreya Vacha Evam Sa Bhagavan Vennehi Kyapito Guna Karma Bihi Chandayamasa Tan Kamehi Rati Puja Binandacha. Divya Mataji, kindly try to unmute yourself and read the translation, please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreyi continued. In this way, the reciters who were glorifying Maharaja Prithu readily described his qualities and chivalrous activities. At the end, Maharaja Prithu offered them various presentations with all due respect and worshipped them adequately. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you. Dandavat Pranams.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Namaskaram. So, one word when I was reading this translation, which struck me was worship them adequately. Right? Adequately means like sufficiently. Right? Now, how much is sufficient? Right? For an ant, 1 grain of rice is adequate, and for an elephant, even 10 kg of rice is not adequate. So how do we define? Because if we have to apply this verse, okay, if we have to serve at the end, Maharaj Prathu offered them various presentations with all due respect and worship them adequately. If we get a chance and we are asked to do adequately, where do we stop? So one meaning of this can be to the best of our capability. If my Shiksha Guru had told me a very useful instruction that when we serve, we should have so many things in our plate that whole day. Of course, rest is important and we must take rest because this body, if remains healthy, then only we can use it in the service of the Lord. So there is no compromise with the health, and right. Those are the health sadhana. Those are the important things. Now, having taken care of all those basic things, now our plate should be having so many things with us that at the end of the day, when we go to the bed, we should be fully tired. And we should be having those few things in our mind. Oh, today I could not do that. I need to be more serious. I need to be more organized. I need to be more systematic. Yes. When we have a life of this type someday, the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, then yes, that explains what is etiquetely. Because why do we need to have so many things? Because our mind and even the intelligence, because it is used to getting material ideas and making ourselves trapped again and again. So if we give any room to our mind, it will find a way to escape from the service of the Lord. His Holiness Jai Advait Swami Maharaj, long time back, in a lecture, he was mentioning our mind should be preoccupied. What is the meaning of preoccupied? It has come from the word occupied. When we are doing something, yes, we are occupied. When we are doing something, some seva, some work in office, anything, then yes, if someone asks us, are you busy? Yeah, I'm occupied. Something. But preoccupied means the thing which is there next in the queue after the currently occupying thing is over. So we should be very clear of the following thing also, so that when the current service is done, our mind should not think, oh, what I should do next. If we are clear what has to be done next, that is called preoccupied. And this is how I was trying to relate both. Our plate should be full. At the end of the day, we still should be having a few services so we could not do. Let me try them better, being more systematic tomorrow. And we are tired. Why this? See, why did I say the word tired? Is because if we have any energy left, any time, any minute left for the day, and if we are not using it in the service of the Lord, then again there is a risk. Okay, we did our best. See, anyway, 2.47, karmane divikaraste, right? Mafalishu kadachana. So we are not worried about the result. What we are worried about is our part. In the Vedic system, if a master assigns some service to his servant, the next question of the servant was always used to be how I should do it next. With the contamination over time, the question in turn has become, what am I going to get from it? So we are just concerned about what do I need from what is my part, right? What I'm going to get from out of by doing this exercise. And those things are driving us. Because of that, we are getting trapped into the cycle of karmic reactions, because we are always driven by the results. And Bhagavad Gita 18.14 says, our endeavor is just one part. Remaining is this body, the soul, right? The sanctioner, and this is the fifth one, 18.14. There are 5 elements which make something happen. You just remember the verse 18.14. Okay, the body, the performer, various senses. Okay, senses we have missed. The endeavor and the sanctioner, which is the super soul. So the point is, if we become so much oriented only for the result, we are definitely going to be trapped into the cycle of karmic reactions, and then there is no way to come out of this until we understand the game. Okay, so we are done with the first verse, and especially with the word adequately. We need to be involved as much as we can. Verse number 2. Brahmana pramukhan varnan bhritya matya purodashaha puranjana padan shreni prakartir samapujyat. Yes. Let me request next.
Hare
Sindhu
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Please.
Pranam Prabhu. Text 2, translation with Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Prithu thus satisfied and offered all respects to all the leaders of the Brahmanas and other castes, to his servants, to his ministers, and to the priests, citizens, general countrymen, people from other communities, admirers, and others, and thus they all became happy.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So here, once again, something very interesting. Paying the respect to all the leaders of Brahmanas, fine. Other castes, fine. Yes, they are all his kingdom. To his servants, minister also is fine, because he's going to deal with them every day. Priests, yes. Citizen, yes. General countrymen, again, very important. Right? People from other communities, admirers, and others. See, Srimad Bhagavatam, we can learn from every single word, so much so that it has the potency to change our life. If we just meditate on this word, King Prithu, who is the master of the whole world, right, now is paying respect to his servants. Once Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was asked to not make any disciple. There is a long conversation that never leave Kolkata, West Bengal, that region. It's a long conversation. One of them is Maharaj said that I'm always in the consciousness of, right, that region, so I'm never out of that. And then for the accepting the disciples part said, he said they are all my spiritual masters. I don't consider them as my disciples. So this is the consciousness. See, the day when we think that these are my disciples, okay, well, we are not at that platform also, but whoever is practicing with us, okay, through our guidance, if we start feeling this, yes, I am the in charge of this and this person, and then we are not in the right track. We should be very, very clear as death. Means sure, for sure, there is no doubt. We should be as clear as possible that the souls given to us are the representative of our spiritual master, and we have to serve them with the same respect as we do to our spiritual master, because they are the representative of them. There is no soul which can just come like that. There is always an arrangement of the Lord, and we should be very, very respectful for that. So King Prithu is exhibiting the same thing, that paying the respect to everyone. Once His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj had told to his disciples that in Govardhan Eco Village, right, whichever animal you see, starting from mother cow, you pay respect and try to see the Lord inside, and then experience how your day will be. And when the devotees did that, they really explained their experience. It changes the way we look at the things. We ourselves have been roaming around in so many 84 lakh species, right? And I mean, we have become Indra. We have become a stool, I mean, a worm in the stool. We have become everything. So the Paramatma is there inside the heart of everyone. We should be very, very respectful for that. It is not going to help anyone else. It is going to help to improve our consciousness. We must remember every single day we are approaching more towards our death. So what is our preparation? How many times, if suppose in a day, every single day, if we use in the service of the Lord, suppose we get 1 marks, and if we don't do, we get 0 marks. Then how many times, how many long series of zeros we want in our life? There should be few ones. And these shlokas, these words, help us to make those zeros into ones. Third verse, Vidura Vacha Kasmad Dadhara Gorupam Dhaitri Bahurupini Yam Dudoha Putustratra Kovatso Dohanam Chakim. We see the hands, and I see Krishnamurti Prabhuji. Can you please read the translation?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Vidura inquired from the great sage Maitreya, my dear Brahmana, since Mother Earth can appear in different shapes, why did she take the shape of a cow? And when King Prithu milked her, who became the calf, and what was the milking part? Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. So here, this is just a glimpse of what is going to come further in this chapter and in the following chapters. But one thing which we can learn from this part also is Vidura was Yamraj, right, in his past life. He's a Mahabhagwat. There are 12 Mahajans. Yamraj is one of them. So Vidura knows it all. And then there is the qualification of a Mahajana. They are always interested to know more and more. Anything related to the Lord, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, shloka number 5. Munyo sadhu prasto aham bhavadibhir lokamangalam yat krit Krishna samprashno yenatmasu prasiddhati. So there are so many questions and answers in this world. In every morning when we wake up, we start looking for the questions and their respective answers. But anything which is related to the Lord Krishna, only those questions are most glorious, and only those questions and their answers can satisfy the heart of a living being permanently. Otherwise, if we seek the answer of any so-called mundane questions, who went to the moon first time, okay, can spoil our whole life. Or, okay, life is more, spoil our whole day. Why? You type this question, who went to the moon first? We'll get few names. Then below that, there will be some links. No, nobody went to moon. Third, this was shooted in some studio. Fourth, no, this person went. And then this sent. If we just keep on doing the question and answer around this, day is certainly gone. Okay, if I said life sounds more exaggeration, then day is definitely gone. Point is what? If who went to moon is going to help us to connect with the Lord, because he is Gaurachandra. If we connect the moon with our Gaurachandra, and then if you try to look for an answer in our scriptures, our life will be, that moment will be counted in our life like a moon. In the body of Krishna, there are 24 moons. Let us Google that and learn more. Right? His eyes, it's a complete description. This is half moon, Chandra. So it's a complete description from Srimad Bhagavatam. But why we are discussing that thing here? Question and answer. We cannot stop ourselves. We have to anyway ask. We have been asking not only in this life, but so many lives one after the another. And not only we, even a sparrow when wakes up in the morning has a question which direction it should fly, what it should get for its babies, where is the next nest that they should shift to. Anyone, even a small ant, everyone has a series of questions and answers in their life. What is the difference if we also make our question and answer parallel to them? What to eat, how much to earn, which direction we should fly or move. There's no end. Add Krishna to everything, and then it becomes bhakti. So, once again, I come back to the topic. Vidura inquiring the sage Maitreya. Okay, about King Prithu and various questions related to this. So we must not have any question, any doubt in our mind that why is this sentence written into, why is this shloka captured into Bhagavatam? If Vidura is asking a question to Maitreya, we may not be able to understand the reason. We may not be able to appreciate it more today. The earth took the form of a cow. How it is related to Krishna, we may not be able to appreciate it now. But at least this much conviction we should have that Vidura, a Mahabhagavat, will not ask anything mundane to Maitreya. There are things which are going to be revealed as we continue with the firm faith. In the, I guess, 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, so many lineage of families like his son, this son, their son, then big family description, and so many things are there. We must not have any doubt. Those things are there because Vyasdeva found them suitable to be captured. They teach us so many lessons. It is just the difference of we surrendering to that and accepting it wholeheartedly. These two things being there, the time is the only difference. We will be able to appreciate it even more. only two people does not ask question. One who is deep into sleep and another who is slept forever. So you have to ask questions. But let us appreciate the questions and make our questions more and more Krishna consciousness. Our question represents our consciousness. And if we feel Krishna with them, not only our questions, we become Krishna conscious. Okay, we go to the fourth point. Fourth verse. Prakartya vishama devi krata tena samakatham tasya medyam hayam devaha kasya heto rapaharat. Kasya hetor apaharat. Yes. So let me request Archana Mataji now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I also read the shloka?
Yes, please, Mataji. Yes, we have enough time today. Yeah.
Okay.
Please read.
Text 4. Prakrtya vishama devi krita tena samakatam tasya medyam hayam deva kasya hetor apaharat.
Thank you, Mataji. Very, very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Please read the
Prabhuji.
translation also.
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. The surface of the earth is by nature low in some places and high in others. How did King Prithu level the surface of earth, and why did the king of heaven, Indra, steal the horse meant for the sacrifice? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So once again, these are the descriptions of the chapters and the slokas coming forward. So we'll not discuss more, and we jump to the next fifth point, fifth verse. One of the important verse for the day. Sanat Kumarad Bhagavato Brahman Brahma Vid Uttamat Labdva Jnanam Savijnanam Rajarishi Kam Gatim Gataha. Anyone else want to recite the shloka? And please read for the translation. Yes,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I?
Yeah, Mataji, please.
Thank you. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Sanat Kumara Bhagavate Brahman Brahma Vidyutamata Labdva Gnana Savignanam Rajarshrihi Kam Gati Gataha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great saintly king Maharaja Prithu received knowledge from Sanat Kumara, who was the greatest Vedic scholar. After receiving knowledge to be applied practically in his life, how did the saintly king attain his desired destination? May I read purport, Guruji?
Yes, Mataji, let me just see if there are more hands, and then... Okay, please go ahead, Mataji. I don't see any other.
Okay.
Yeah. Please read the purport.
Prabhuji, can you please scroll? Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are four Vaishnava Sampradaya systems of disciplic succession. One Sampradaya comes from Lord Brahma, one from the goddess of fortune, one from the Kumaras, headed by Sanat Kumara, and one from Lord Shiva. The four systems of disciplic succession are still going on as King Prithu has illustrated. One who is serious about receiving transcendental Vedic knowledge, most accept a guru or spiritual master. In one of these four disciplic succession, it is said that unless one accept a mantra from one of these sampradaya, the so-called mantra will not act in a Kali Yuga. Many sampradayas have sprung up without authority, and they are misleading the people by giving unauthorized mantra. The rascals of these so-called sampradayas do not observe the Vedic rules and regulations, although they are educated to all kinds of sinful activities. They still offer the people mantras and mislead them. Intelligent persons, however, know that such mantras will never be successful, and as such, they never patronize such abstract spiritual groups. People should be very careful of these nonsensical sampradayas to get some facilities for sense gratification. Unfortunate people in this age received mantras from these so-called sampradayas. Prithu Maharaja, however, showed by his example that one should receive knowledge from a bona fide sampradaya. Therefore, Maharaja Prithvi accepted Sanat Kumara. Sorry.
Therefore, Maharaj Prithu accepted Sanat Kumara as his spiritual master.
Sanat Kumara as his spiritual master. Sorry, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanwad Pranam,
Thank you so
Prabhuji.
much, Mataji. Namaste, Mataji. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is the key verse which had the purport also today. So to begin with, the translation says Maharaj Prithu received the knowledge from Sanat Kumara. He was one among the four Kumaras and a great scholar. And then after receiving the knowledge to be applied practically in his life, how did saintly king attain his desired destination? So in the purport, the purport explains there are four sampradayas, and it begins with the Brahma Sampradaya, and the main acharya in the Brahma Sampradaya is Madhvacharya, whom we are who is known for that Sampradaya. And then second is by Sri Lakshmi Devi, it is called Sri Sampradaya, and the acharya for that is Sri Ramanujacharya. Then comes the Rodra Sampradaya, and the acharya for that is Vishnu Swami, right? And for four Kumaras, what we are discussing now, where Prithu Maharaj took the Diksha from, is the Kumara Sampradaya, and the acharya for that is Nimbarka Acharya. Now, these four are the authorized sampradayas in our scriptures. So this thing should give us enough confidence that Maharaj Prithu, who is the incarnation of the Lord only, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, right? Whenever even the Lord has come, he has accepted the Diksha in the Sampradaya, in the authorized Sampradaya. So there is a very clear message. It is something we have to be very, very careful. Okay. We might like people. They may be very, very great devotee, and with all due full respect, not even iota of having any doubt. Okay, we must respect all, right? We had discussed it in one of our previous sessions also. We must respect all. Okay, we may hear many, but we have to follow one. Not because as a symbol of disrespect for others, not because we are ignoring them, but if we want to be very clear in our sadhana in this lifetime, then our direction has to be very, very clear. For us, Srila Prabhupada has founded ISKCON. We are able to connect today because of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada says, ISKCON is the last and final chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Once one disciple of Srila Prabhupada I don't want to guess the name because I might be wrong. One of the senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada, when he came to India for the first time in Vrindavan, he was telling Srila Prabhupada, Vrindavan is very beautiful. We are very, 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 very fortunate. And Prabhupada asked, "Oh, you like Vrindavan?" He said, "Yes." "You want it?" He said, "Yes." "So take it." Who else in this world can make this statement? Okay, these purports that we are discussing are the personal ecstasies of Srila Prabhupada. In this world, there are so many people. How many of them are able to discuss the religious topics? A very, 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 very small percentage. And even from them, okay, those who are connected to the four sampradayas is even more important. We will discuss it to the extent until we are all convinced fully. When we are connected to a authorized sampradaya, which is mentioned in the scriptures and in Srimad Bhagavatam, as we are hearing, discussing. So those are even more rare. Now everyone respects with the way he is worshipping, and we also respect them. There's no doubt, as we discussed. But then making, if we ask someone else, okay, people don't have the aim of going back to Godhead in this single one lifetime. And Prabhupada said, "I will open the door for you of the Goloka Vrindavana if you complete your 16 rounds every day and follow 4 agreeable principles. I will open the back door of Goloka Vrindavana." So we don't have to focus on what are others saying. We have to, because that will not make us progress. That what see all depends on our consciousness. If we are researching what others are saying to feel how fortunate we are, then we can use that time to progress here more. If we are researching because it might help us in preaching, fine, still accepted. But then if out of our own inquisitiveness, we just want to know because we want to be more knowledgeable, it's not much useful. We are fortunate. It has been proven by Srila Prabhupada in so many instances. Just accept it. If you have any doubt, yes, then you must clear it. There is no point in progressing in the spiritual path with the series of doubts. And if the doubt becomes so heavy to carry, we must use the time to clear it. And then you clarify without any problem. But if the doubt can be parked, because we don't want to spend the time at the cost of our progress in spiritual path, then let it be parked. When we meet Krishna in Goloka Vrindavana with the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, all our doubts will be clear. The Dhruva, as a boy, 5-year-old boy, did not know how to praise the Lord. And when the Lord gave him the darshan, and when he touched his conch shell on his head, he started glorifying the Lord with those scholarly verses and the very, very heavy Sanskrit words. We are not Dhruva. If we can learn some message from there, that the doubts can be parked until it becomes too heavy to carry. Now, when we are clear that out of so many species, human form of the life is so important, then out of those who are practicing any kind of religious principle is even more rare. Out of them, those who are connected to the four sampradayas are even more rare. And we, whose hand is held by Srila Prabhupada so closely that he is promising us, are even more rarer, or I should say rarest. So now we come to the point. Tangent is a line which touches the circle. we were a line very, very far away from the circle. And so after so many lives of struggle, and then followed by, most importantly, the mercy of some pure Vaishnava. If some Vaishnava had not prayed for us at some point in life, we would not have been here. Our efforts, how much ever strong it is, a mercy of some Vaishnava must have been there, due to which we are here connected. Otherwise, it is not possible. There is a very nice bhajan, I guess, by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Krishna te tomar, Krishna di te par, tomara shakati pat. I'm not able to recall it. Amito Kangal, right? And Dhai Tava Pache Pache means Krishna is not, Krishna cannot give himself to anyone. Only the devotees of the Lord can give Krishna, because they are having Krishna with them. So some Vaishnava, some devotee of the Lord had at some point in time in the life had prayed for us. And then that mercy has given us that little Krishna in our life. So after coming so close in this life, we cannot face this life without at least becoming a tangent. This circle represents the circle of Krishna, Srimati Radharani. And we are a line roaming around here and there, never came so close to this circle. In this life, after all this, after all this mercy, okay, we have come so close to the circle that now we cannot die without becoming at least a tangent. If we enter the circle and become a chord, even good, even better. If we become a diameter which passes from the center, the lotus feet of the Lord, nothing like that. But no matter what, we cannot die without at least becoming a tangent. Tangent means we touching the circle of Srimati Radharani and Krishna. After coming so close, if there is a 0.001% gap also, that line is not called tangent, and we have to again come back. Okay, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj in his life was mentioning, he spent 90% of his time in contradicting other sampradayas. Those are called Appa Sampradaya. Appa Sampradaya is one who wants to do their sense gratification, but under the name of Vaishnavism. That is called Appa Sampradaya. You want to do sense gratification? Do it. Who is stopping? But don't call yourself as Vaishnava, because other people will think, okay, this is also a branch where I have the liberty of doing this sense gratification and still not have the regret of not becoming a Vaishnava. That is the biggest problem. Mayavadi, impersonalist, Sunyavadi, so many branches are there, right? They don't accept the supremacy of the Lord. They don't accept the Lord. Some says Lord is just a matter. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj and someone made their own rules and started their own movement. All those are called Appa Sampradaya. So Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj had to spend 90% of his life to bring them on the right path and 10% to actually preach. So how important it is to first erase what wrong we have. I will again and again keep on repeating the tangent word. Why? Because we have come so close. Now, after coming so close, if we decide, what is the need of becoming so serious? Anyway, I have got the association. Anyway, I have got the Japamala. Yes, all those things are definitely required. They are our life and soul. But that seriousness has to be required, and is only we can do that. This is one life, most of which we always discuss. More than half of this has gone already. After coming so close, we cannot die without becoming tangent. So we take the example of Srila Prabhupada, right? Prabhupada at so many times, if we get a small opportunity to basically clear all the points related to Mayavadi or impersonalist, most of his purpose, he explains it fully. Like there must not be any doubt regarding these things, because why it is so important actually. See, if we don't stick to the sampradaya, to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, what will happen? We will start taking the things for granted, and then see, even our language, even our examples, way of thinking has to be same as what Prabhupada had mentioned. I'm not able to do the proper justification for this word called tangent. If this line deviates little bit, okay, it can never become tangent. In order to become a tangent, it has to go in the direction of the circle, and that direction can be shown for us by Srila Prabhupada only. We do respect everyone in ISKCON. We must do as much as we can do to serve them. When it comes to following one person who has done everything for us, is Srila Prabhupada, we should be very, very particular about hearing and reading Srila Prabhupada for sure, without any doubt. Followed by our spiritual master, and then the other devotees. The nice words used uh, by many new preachers, it may sound us very attractive. Even then the question comes, why should I speak then? Why should you hear me then? My only request is, hear Prabhupada, just to inspire. If we hear from Prabhupada, we're done. Okay? So, I asked this question to His Holiness Bhakti Bharat Swami Maharaj last month. I was in Vrindavan. So, Maharaj was explaining. I asked Maharaj what is most important thing in the spiritual life to practice more seriously. He said, nothing other than hearing Srila Prabhupada, reading his books. It is the most important ingredient of our spiritual life. So, please be, I'm saying first to myself, right, for my own purification, always remember the word tangent, and then let us not deviate, because a minor deviation, which may not look like deviation today, over a period of time will take us very, very far from the circle. After this class, right, we can experiment, draw a circle, take a point, and keep drawing a line from that point towards the direction of the circle, and then deviate a little bit. Over a period of time, that line will go so far from the circle, we cannot even imagine. Srila Prabhupada is our grandfather, just 1977, which means what? 23 plus 24, 47 years back, Prabhupada was here. This movement has to continue for 10,000 years. There is a prediction. See, very soon in our life itself, we will find people who will be amazed to hear, oh, you have met the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Those disciples who are in their late 70s, okay, or maybe in 80s, whom we had the fortune of seeing, taking their blessings, seeing them eye to eye, hearing them face to face. This opportunity is not going to be there for the generations coming forward. And such one generation we will experience in our own life itself in another 20 years. Most of the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, because of the age, they may not be here on this physical earth. So why am I again and again repeating this line is because we know the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. This movement has to go for 10,000 years. And if we do not stick blindly to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, when I say blindly, it does not mean we have to follow it blindly. Do proper research, experiment it. But once experimented, why do we want to spend more time on this? But then, Krishna consciousness is a complete science. Like in a lab, we get all the ingredients and follow the same steps, and we get the same result. We get the same result in Krishna consciousness. See, in any other marg, karma yoga or jnana yoga, we do a lot of sense control. But now in bhakti marg, if we do that same sense control for the pleasure of the Lord, there is no limit how much we can progress. Because now, oh Lord, we are doing it for you. We are chanting, we are discussing for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Enough. It makes our entire endeavor more and more bold, right? In a page, if I write 5 words in bold, those 5 words will be visible very clearly in our life of a page. If you give more emphasis to Srila Prabhupada, those will become like bold words. And Krishna can see them more clearly. Krishna can see anything and more clearly. Anyway, giving more importance to Prabhupada will add to what Prabhupada wants to give to us. So I hope we made a small attempt to understand the key word, right? I told there is one word if you want to take away from the entire session, that is tangent. So we cannot die without becoming at least a tangent. Completes our discussion for the day. Thank you so much, Moses and Mataji. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, please feel free. I'm learning in your association.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Moses. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
you have mentioned the circle and the line.
Yes.
The joining that point is a tangent. Am I
Yes,
right?
Moses. Yes, Moses.
So, if we always in the Krishna consciousness, definitely the point will be touched forever. If we break that process of chanting or hearing all the classes, automatically it go on gap moves on.
Yes.
So thing is, we have to learn from this lesson right from this moment only. We must not give it up. We must be in the practice of this chanting, hearing lecturers, and then follow the regulative principles. Is it Mat Prabhuji? So one
Yes,
thing
Prabhuji.
is, my question is,
Mhm.
if we
Mhm.
fell in the material world,
Mhm.
sometimes we will be disturbed and we will not able to follow this.
Mhm.
So the most thing is the determination must be within ourselves to make it practice. Then only we can able to succeed.
Yes.
So as far as my knowledge goes, as my entering to this Krishna consciousness, not even a single day I have not given up the chanting and hearing classes and those things. So it makes me very, very near to this process. It helped me a lot. Now, to what extent it has come, without that we can't live. The stage has coming to me, Prabhuji. So, after hearing this class, I myself feel I am blessed by the spiritual masters and then Shastras. I am grateful to you, Prabhuji. So, you make me to the process in the consciousness. I am thanking you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your kind words. And please pray that I practice what I said. I'm just repeating the words of our acharyas, what I heard from senior devotees. So one thing which may still be worth adding here, I heard from my Shiksha Guru, is if we are practicing very sincerely our whole life, and due to some reason, right at the moment of death, if we are not able to remember the Lord, right? There is a verse 8.5, Antakale Chamameva, right? You will
Yes.
remember me and you will come back to me. For some reason, we are not able to remember. Then Krishna Balram in the temple, my Shiksha Guru was from Vrindavan, so he's from Vrindavan. He said, Krishna Balram are so merciful, okay? They cannot remain standing in the altar when you are leaving your body. They will come and revive themselves to you. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
It is their department.
Yes.
And they do their department
Hare
continuously.
Krishna. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
were telling about the Mother Earth, no, taking the shape of the cow.
Yes.
That answers and all we will be reading in the subsequent verses, is it?
Yeah, Mataji. Yeah. That is just a glimpse of what is going to come in the following verses of this chapter and the coming chapters also. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
And even the horse is being stolen by Indra, right? All those things will come. There are proper series of shlokas for that. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, when even next classes, your kind self has attended that Japa session, training for Japa session in
Yes, sir.
Sheshadripuram College. You
Yes, sir.
please a little bit focus on that subject, my Prabhuji. Whatever,
About
of
the
course,
Japa,
what we have heard is not so sufficient. We can't able to express it. To experience it, your suggestions and then experiences is to be shared for us, Prabhuji. It will improve our quality of chanting.
Okay. Fine, Prabhuji. I can request Mataji, her guest Guna Vrinda Mataji, to kindly help us to schedule it in such a way that one day we can discuss about the chanting. Whatever Prabhuji explained that day.
Please. That is the most helpful for us, Prabhuji, because we are all no interest, we are newly entering into this field. That's why if we right from initial stage, if we observe this, then the mistakes which will be committing will not be committed by us. So that's why that is my request, Prabhuji. Please.
Sure, definitely, Prabhuji. Definitely, Prabhuji. It will help me also. Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. I'll request Mataji to help us with this.
Please, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay, then, Prabhuji, Matajis, I seek your forgiveness if I said something which I should not have said. Kindly forgive me for that. And I seek your permission to leave from the meeting now. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
कृपा
asinduvaivacha
सिन्धुभ्येव च
patitanam
जनां
pavanebhyo
पावनेभ्यो
vaishnavebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
अंतकोटि
भगवतों की
वैष्णवदेव
जय।
श्री प्रभुपाद की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल हरे कृष्णा
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी। I close the meeting, Prabhuji. With your permission. Hare Krishna.
No.
Dhanyavad.